Hey Max, well, talk to me. How was that out there today?
Yeah, not very good, to be honest. Just lacking balance, grip. Two opposites from Fp1 to Fp2, and both of them not very good. So from our side, a lot of work to be done to also understand why we're having these kind of like big problems at the moment. Not a good day.
Had you made quite sweeping changes then between the sessions, and that's why the problems were different?
Yeah, you just try to correct one thing and then you get another one, but never finding a good balance basically.
In terms of the direction for the rest of the weekend, have you still got some more ideas of which way you might want to head?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's very difficult to solve at the moment, so I don't expect miracles overnight. We just need to understand our issues a bit more, where they are coming from.
All right, thank you very much, Max. Cheers.
Well, Lando, it looked like there are a few gremlins in your McLaren today. FP1, bit delay getting out. FP2, bit delay getting out. The good news is, when you did get out, it looks like the pace is there for you and Oscar.
The pace is there for Oscar, not for me at the minute. Just a pretty bad day from our side, just not a lot of laps. So, not the way you want things to go at the minute, especially because you're just learning with every lap you can still do, and I'm lacking a lot of laps. So, not the best start, but I got a night off to look at things and try and fix some things for tomorrow.
Did you get enough laps to sort of understand where you want fixes overnight?
I got some laps, probably not enough, but we're on the back foot. I just have to try and make the most of it.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Lewis.
Hi.
The radio message, I've no confidence in the car. We've spoken to Diego actually, and he said the resurfacing, there's things they can do overnight. Are you confident you'll get a car you can be confident in for tomorrow?
Well, I mean, we work on it. I think it's just the way of this track. It's a massively demanding circuit. It's amazing to drive, but getting the right balance. And I think, interestingly, there's something. I think it's just something in how this car is set up. There's kind of some similarities to what I felt last year. So we're just working on that. So I'm confident overnight we can find something and get it to a better place. But it's an awesome circuit, but you need to be able to sit on the rear and be comfortable that it's going to stay with you. And today I had the snaps. We just can't seem to match the other guys. So I think we'll do a deep dive tonight. We'll get some interesting readings from the simulator, and but I feel like I've got a bit of a North Star. It's just how do we get there, and so we're going to try and figure that out.
It must be nice to have a direction, though. At least a lot of people struggled today, though. So how different is the feeling around this circuit? As you say, it's a fantastic one to drive. How different is the feeling this year in these cars?
No, it doesn't feel. As I said, it doesn't feel massively different. It feels pretty good. The track is awesome. They resurfaced it. We've had beautiful weather today. The fans have been incredible already, as they always are on the first day of testing here. It doesn't really feel like massively different to last year, if I'm really honest. Which is probably why we're in a similar position as we were last year. So we've got to figure out how to unlock. There is more potential in the car. It's just figuring out how to unlock that. So that's what we're going to go and focus on now.
So, George, an interesting Friday out there. Looked like there was a lot of action on track, a lot of traffic on track. How was it for you?
Yeah, definitely a lot of traffic by a couple of individuals. However, it was a good day. It was nice being back in Suzuka. There was a lot of chat about how these new cars and new engines would face around here, and obviously, at least on the quali laps, we're a bit down on speed into the first corner. But the S's is still super fast, and the speed we get up to sort of halfway down the back straight is the fastest we've ever done. So that's pretty cool and pretty good to see. As for us, McLaren were pretty fast, so a little bit of a surprise, to be honest. There's still some improvements we need to do, so a bit of work to do tonight.
And do you think that McLaren base is genuine and a threat for pole tomorrow, do you think?
Well, I don't see why it wouldn't be genuine, to be honest. I think Lando's had a disrupted day, but Oscar's looked pretty on it from the first lap out of the box this morning. So, we'll find out come qualifying. I think we've got some more to give, and things weren't quite optimised today, especially on my side with the energy management. So hopefully a little bit more to come tomorrow.
And is it clear to you where those little tweaks can come from?
Yeah, well, I think there's some quite big differences in the deployment between teams and what's been optimized over the course of the lap. So I think we just didn't quite have that right, and but it should be a relatively easy fix.
Any lap around Suzuka, I imagine, is a fantastic experience. So you got some good laps in today.
Yeah, it's been a good day. Struggled a bit in FP1. We had a few new pieces on the car, and maybe they didn't perform as we expected. So we had to adjust, and then in FP2 the car was performing back to how I like it. So I was happy. Gaps are very, very close, and it's our midfield battle is always the same. VCarb is looking good, even Williams at some stage, and also Audi. So that's our standard battle, and we'll be looking to find a bit of lap time overnight and see what we can do for tomorrow.
Because given the record of qualifying positions versus race positions, quality will be important tomorrow. Yes.
It was very tough to overtake last year. It was probably one of the races with the least overtakings. Last year, however, with this new regulation, there is always going to be a bit more opportunity. However, qualifying will still be priority number one. We're going to try and get up there as much as we can.
Carlos, it looked like a tough day out there in terms of trying to get some performance out of the car. Talk to me. How was it?
Yeah, tough to get out of it, something out of it. But at the end, I think both cars we were not looking too bad after the short runs of FP2, where we seemed to maybe be a bit more in the mix in the midfield this weekend on over one lap in qualifying. Okay. Then as soon as we put the fuel in the car and we went to do our long runs, our race pace was pretty terrible. But we'll work on it, see what we can do, and see if we can find some performance there.
Were you surprised on the race pace side just how tough that was, or was it a little bit expected around here?
No, it was definitely, after the short runs being a bit more competitive, I was thinking this might translate into a bit more high fuel pace, but the high fuel was really not good. So we'll look at it, we'll see what we're doing wrong in the high fuel and see if we can solve anything.
What would you say is a surprise?
Well, we've only done 2 races in the year. Audi's come in it's the big thing, and 2 races in, the team principal's gone.
Yeah, but I think you also should look this in a different perspective. I think he couldn't commit to the project fully because he had personal things that, as he made it public, and when you have personal things that you need to put in place, that's the priority. And I wouldn't say it's a surprise. Obviously, it's a short period of time. It's only 2 races. He has been with us last year as well, so it's not that he only have done 2 races. But yeah, it's not that we are getting someone new as well. We have Mattia that has been with the project for quite a while now, and he was already taking all the leadership all this way as well. And but now he's just taking more and more responsibility.
I think only time will tell, and obviously I don't have any more information or no more than what's been said and then what's been released. There seemed to be, some sort of an issue on his personal side, and he wasn't or couldn't commit for the long term. So the team decided to release him of his duty, understandably. The rest is history, and only the future will tell now.
Valtteri, a couple of more practice sessions under the belt. It feels like, I guess, every weekend's a learner weekend, but today, specifically a tough track like this, what did you get out of it?
Well, first of all, fun to be on my favorite track. It's great out there. We actually, on my side of the garage, was the best day so far we've had on a race weekend. Everything on time, not a single issue today. So we could just really focus on performance and fine-tuning the car balance. So in that way, positive day.
In terms of the performance, what were you able to find firstly on the single lap?
Yeah, well, it seems like we are today ahead of Aston and actually not far from Alpine, Williams. They seem a bit closer than in China. So in that sense, it's positive. Like we're still towards the back, which is not great, but we can still see positives.
Feels like a step. And then the long run pace, what about that?
Long run pace, the same. I think we're not that far from Williams, and yeah, everything was pretty straightforward. So let's see what tomorrow brings. It's a new day.
If you keep up on this trajectory, though, does it give you the feeling maybe for the first time this year that you might be able to go racing properly with a couple of teams?
We will eventually. It gives me confidence that we can see progress. We know with the new bits we brought this weekend, it's definitely giving us a bit of a boost from China. So we just need to keep going like this, and it will be good eventually.
Hey Nico, I know it's only Friday, but how was that for you out there in both sessions?
Yeah, it was okay. Solid baseline, although it seems the midfield as a whole a lot closer than in the first two races of the year. So quite interesting how quickly things seem to bunch up. But yeah, decent 2 sessions, clean, no issues on my side of the garage. So completed the program. A lot of things to review, to look at, but some good learning.
In terms of when you had on the lower fuel runs on the softer tyres, in terms of, I know you said it felt pretty good, but you're pretty happy with how that kind of came about?
Yeah, I think Friday everyone's doing the usual learnings now overnight. I think the package is in a decent place. For us, it's the usual kind of fine-tuning, trying to maximize overnight. Hopefully we can conserve this kind of form. And bring it into tomorrow.
And I know it's again only Friday, but in terms of looking for the rest.
Thank you for mentioning it so
yeah,
often. So why don't you save the question?
Well, yeah, no, but because there's still an answer to be had, I think. Looking at the rest of the weekends and the midfield being close, do you still feel like this? If you get everything right, you should be in the fight for Q3 and points?
Absolutely.
Well, Pierre, on paper it looked like a slightly tricky day for Alpine. How was it behind the wheel around this fantastic circuit?
Yeah, I think generally it's been hasn't been easy. Since we arrived in P1, we struggled quite a lot with the car balance. I think we made some good improvements for Fp2, but yeah, overall it's very tight. I think we 3/10 between where we are in 15 or 16 to P7, I think. So at the moment we're just on the wrong side of that midfield, but yeah, it definitely feels that it doesn't feel too nice inside the car. So I'm sure we hopefully going to find ways to improve, and yeah, small improvements can have a big impact on the position tomorrow.
And specifically, do you know what you're going to ask for in terms of improvements?
Yeah, I mean, we know in high speed we're struggling with understeer. It's been the case in FP1 a lot. It's been very difficult. I think we made a step in P2, but then there's still, it's still a limitation. So we need to have a look exactly how aggressive we can go and how much more we have. But yeah, I'm sure it will be better tomorrow.
Oh, does it feel a bit like deja vu, Harvid?
I don't know. I mean, in the end, it is what it is. I think these sort of issues are very common when there's a new regulation. There was a lot of stuff going on in 2014. And even this year, yes, we've had a few issues, but it's not like other teams haven't as well. We've seen that, and I think that's been more hurting for some other teams. In more critical moments they've had issues. So fine, yes, it's unfortunate. It is what it is now. We're a team. We'll figure it out together, and we'll be we'll be back on it tomorrow.
Can you tell us any more about what it was that kept you in there?
There was a bit of an issue with the gearbox. So.
Okay. And how much can you lean then on Liam's setup? Are your setups fairly similar, or have you got enough information to know the differences you would want to make to what he has?
We started quite similar in FP1, and then we both had similar limitations, and the direction we went in was quite similar. He was happier, so we can take that learning, yeah.
And you're confident you'll be fine to get out for the start of FP3 tomorrow?
Yeah.